product, you've got the cloud product, and we usually offer a third product, which is our own in-house cloud product, which we've been selling for about 4 years. This gives us an opportunity to offer our customers choices, and our goal is to prevent them from going out and shopping us. So we've got the CPE product, the NEC cloud product, and our own cloud product. Now, what our salespeople do is when they present the products, they're looking at, how is this going to affect them financially? So we have upfront compensation on all 3 products, and we have residual compensation on the cloud products. Our sales reps, many of them will choose to either go one or the other or both, and we have that opportunity for them to choose that. And in doing that, if a sales rep that works for us builds residual, that makes them sticky to ATEL, so that they're going to be staying with the company because they're building up residual income. In fact, I have one rep who's built up so much residual income that he's thinking about going 100% commission and no salary, because he can actually make more money on the residual side. The other side of this coin is that as a business owner, if you're getting residual income, and what NEC has done is they've created a product that front loads, that gives you the ability to have that money up front. But not all of these service providers, certainly in the carrier services world, we get paid over a long period of time. So if I have to pay a rep or an agent up front, then I'm fronting the money to them. NEC was smart enough to see that as an issue, so they front-loaded a lot of their product. But I think, the return on your investment, if you pay somebody up front on a compensation model, the return on investment is usually about 4 to 6 months. And then you've recaptured the money that you paid up front, and now you're making your residual profit. I also work on helping my sales managers understand the compensation model so that they can then motivate the salespeople. Now, we also have agents, and our agents are independent salespeople of all different types who see us as a way to help them manage the back end. So we do a lot of the back end work of creating the quotes, pricing out the products, and this includes the carrier services, which we've been doing for 10 years. If you sell a PRI or if you sell an integrated circuit, we do all of the pricing, we help them present it to the customer, we do the paperwork, we do the processing of the order, we manage the installation, and we do customer service. So that is a big incentive for our agents to work with us. And we've shifted that from carrier services now to the cloud model. And that means that a lot of our agents are now selling cloud services. What's interesting is that I see so many other interconnect companies or systems integrators or VARs who don't really get that model. They haven't really started selling carrier services, and they're a little bit nervous about selling cloud services because they see that residual income as a strain on their cash flow. And it shouldn't be. We see residual income as a security blanket for ATEL because now we've built it up to the point where ATEL has about $1 million a year in billable revenue, of which we're paid then a percentage on that. And the percentage that we're paid varies from the different carriers and different service providers that we work with. And it took me, I've been with the company 10 years, so it's taken me about 6 or 7 years to build it up to the point where it was a serious cash flow. And then what happens is you have this whole quandary of how do I maintain my existing customers so that they don't churn and still build new revenue. And that's what we're facing now, is building revenue and maintaining our customer base and churn. In my world, there are master agents, sub-agents, direct agents, resellers, brokers, consultants, inside salespeople, direct salespeople, telemarketers, and managers. All of them want a piece of the action. And you have to understand how to compensate each one of them. I took some notes this morning because I wanted to try and speak, as they say, contemporaneously, meaning off the top of my head. And I think that my experience in this industry has shown me that when you're working off of slides, people tend to look at statistics and numbers. And what we're talking about here is not so much statistics and numbers, it's how you deal with people, how you deal with your sales reps, how you deal with your customers, how you deal with the carriers and the service providers. And one of the other things that we've run into over the years is that we have to negotiate contracts with our service providers. So when I'm talking to a company like XO Communications or Windstream or Telepacific or any of the cloud providers, they may come to me and say, well, we'll give you a contract and we'll pay you this X percentage of residual income. Well, what about upfronts? Do you pay us upfront on the sale of the equipment, on the sale of the phones? What about, and I see my red lights blinking, what about residual income over time? If I build a bigger base, do I get more residual income? So those are all questions that we've had to face. And if anyone's interested in getting more information from me about how we negotiate our contracts, you can see me at the break and I'll give you my business card.
Great. Thank you. Well,